He's a member of the Senate Budget Committee, chairman of the Republican Conference. Sir, good morning to you, Senator, and welcome back.
Good morning, Bill.
I imagine a lot of what he said did not surprise you. What rang true? What was his bottom line warning?
I think he said two things, Bill. He said that what's going to impact the economy. First off, he said the economy is slowing. We're not creating as many jobs, not even enough to keep up with population growth. And what's causing that, of course, is the drama in Europe. And secondly, the fiscal cliff, which we don't disagree with. The fiscal cliff is a very real issue that's impacting our economy not only next year, but this year. According to the Congressional Budget Office, it could cost us up to 1.3% of economic growth in the first 6 months of next year. What's interesting about it, however, is there have been all these stories here of late. There was a Washington Post story on Sunday, and the headline read something to the effect that Democrats threaten to take the economy over the fiscal cliff if Republicans won't raise taxes. And what they're essentially saying is they're willing to hold the economy hostage to get tax increases. And that, to me, is just incredibly irresponsible and alarming. The fiscal cliff needs to be dealt with. We need to provide the economy certainty. And the way to do that is to extend the tax rates, not to increase and raise taxes on 1 million small businesses, which is what their proposal would do.
Well, he said a lot of things yesterday. You referred to a little bit of it. He said the modest growth in the economy has weakened. Manufacturing has slowed down. He talked about consumers spending less. There's one group out there saying if you do not get this solved by the first of the year, we could lose 2 million jobs come 2013. I don't see Congress allowing that to happen. What I see is something being worked out. How is it resolved then, be it now or the end of December?
Well, the way it should be resolved, Bill, and the House of Representatives is going to vote next week on extending the tax rates. January 1st, we have this massive tax increase hit the American people. And in the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, as you said, all these other analysts, Chairman Bernanke said this yesterday, if we don't do something about that, it's going to lead to an economic slowdown, and in his judgment, and in the judgment of the Congressional Budget Office, perhaps a recession. We shouldn't be willing to plunge the economy into a recession simply because we can't agree here on what we're going to do with regard to taxes. What we ought to do is provide certainty, extend the rates into next year, hopefully get into a debate about how to reform the tax code. But in the near term, we need to extend these tax rates for everyone.
I understand the point you're making there. How many Senate Democrats would vote for that right now? You have a number?
Well, it's hard to say because there's a lot of pressure coming from the White House. They don't want to extend the rates for people making more than $200,000 a year, which, as I said, affects 1 million small businesses. But I think there will be Democrats available on that vote simply because people are going to recognize as time goes on how critical it is for us to address this fiscal cliff.
Understood.
We can't allow taxes to go up next year.
Yeah, I know you were speaking earlier in the week. You've been to Boston, to Romney headquarters. You admitted that publicly. How'd that conversation go up there?
Well, those discussions were some time ago. I've obviously had conversations with members of Governor Romney's staff. I've been involved with the campaign from the very early stages. And I'm encouraged. I think we've got a great shot at winning.
Yeah, I know you're on a short list too. You probably would not deny that either. Did you get a sense that his team is close to making a decision about a vice presidential pick, or do you think they've already made up their mind, or he has?
Well, I think the only person who really knows that is Governor Romney and perhaps a few of his close advisors. That's their timing, their decision. I think everybody will, when that time comes, will make a good choice. We will all support it and get out and actively campaign for the ticket this fall. We have to. The stakes are too high. We need new leadership in the White House if we're going to turn the country around.
Okay, Senator, thank you for coming back with us today.
Great to be with you.
And
Thanks,
I didn't
Bill.
think I was going to get much more on that VP question than that. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Talk to you again soon.